Hi guys, क्या हाल चाल है भाई? Hello everybody, and sorry for the inadvertent delay. There was some kind of an issue at my end. My internet was just not working fine, so some किसी तरह से उसको I had to bring it online. I'm very sorry for that. I would say some minutes of delay. So आज का सेशन का what is the plan for today's session? And the plan for today's session is the quiz on qualitative analysis. We have finished the topic of qualitative analysis. Last class, which was held on Monday, was on um, analysis of cations. Okay, इससे पहले हमने क्या किया था? Analysis of anions. We had discussed analysis of anions, analysis of cations, how to identify what are the various tests to know which cation is present, what is the respective colors, which groups to which they belong. So to sum up the whole chapter, we will have this quiz. So I hope you guys are ready for this, and let's start today's session with our first question. That is this. So सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन हमारा ये है, which of the following ions are precipitated as their chlorides by using dilute HCl? Look at the options very carefully, because these options are slightly confusing. थोड़े से confusing है ये options. So please look at these options very carefully. The question is, which of these ions are precipitated as the chlorides by using dilute HCl? Dilute HCl जो होता है, that is the reagent for group 1. Now group 1 contain whatever cations are present in group 1 will be precipitated by dilute HCl. It's as simple as that. So you have to identify which cations are present in group 1. Okay, so let's see how many people have answered this. So Likita is saying that it is A. Let's see other people. Anybody else? The right answer to this question in fact is A. The right answer to this question in fact is A. How do you, what are the ions present in group 1? So group 1 contains Pb2 plus, Ag plus, and mercurous Hg2 2 plus. Okay, Hg2 2 plus. Remember that Pb2 plus and Hg also appear. They also appear in group 2. So group 1 contains lead, group 2 also contains lead. Group 1 contains mercury, group 2 also contains mercury. However, the nature of mercury is Hg2 2 plus and Hg2 plus. There are two types of mercury ions which are present. Group 1 contains mercurous, group 2 contains mercuric. ठीक है? Okay, is that clear? The right answer is A. The right answer is A. Clear? Chalo, let's go on to the next question. Precipitate of which color isn't obtained when cations of group 2A and group 2B are precipitated as sulfides? Okay, precipitate of which color isn't obtained, ये हम बताना है. अब group 2A and group 2B, remember group 2A and group 2B, these are precipitated as sulfides because the group reagent is dilute HCl plus H2S. So इनको precipitate करने के लिए हमें dilute HCl and H2S चाहिए. Dilute HCl is utilized to reduce the concentration of sulfide ions, and using that idea you need to answer which color sulfides are not obtained. Okay, which color sulfides are not obtained. So I'm just giving you a minute's time. Please think and then answer. Okay, सोचिए क्या होना चाहिए, because the question is not very difficult. Okay, the question is not very difficult, however it expects you to know. So पहले ये बताओ कि what are the cations in group 2A and what are the cations which are present in group 2B. If you know this, or if you have a clear idea about this, maybe you will be able to answer the question very easily. But to know this fact, you need to have a clear cut knowledge of these cations and what are their respective oxidation states in which they are present. Okay, so group 2A, okay, group 2A or group 2B, what are the ions which are present? So group 2A contains lead, bismuth. Okay, I'll just write this over here. So group group 2A, it contains lead, bismuth, Cu2 plus, Cd2 plus, Hg2 plus. And group 2B contains Sn2 plus, Sn4 plus, arsenic 3 plus, arsenic plus 5, Sb3 plus, Sb plus 5. Can you see this? All the ions which are present in their variable two different oxidation states are present in group 2B, and all the ions which are present in a single oxidation state are present in group 2A. Ab, what are their respective colors? What are their respective colors? Okay? So, please do remember that SB, let's start from SB. Let's start in the backward direction. So, SB, whether it is in +3 oxidation state or +5 oxidation state, it will give an orange sulphide. Okay, SB will always give a orange sulphide. Copper, lead, Hg2 plus, they will give black colored sulphides. Okay, they'll give black colored sulphides. Okay, As +3, As +5. Okay, As +3, As +5. Cadmium, Sn2 plus, all of these will turn yellow. Okay, and Sn4 plus will turn yellow and Sn2 plus will turn brown, or it will give a brown colored sulphide. ठीक है, so हमारे पास ये colors होते हैं. Sb will give orange, arsenic, arsenic, tin, arsenic will give yellow, cadmium will give yellow, and tin 4 plus will give yellow. Tin 2 plus will give brown. Lead lead sorry, Bi3 plus will also turn brown. So we have only 4 colors in appearing in group 2. 4 colors are orange, black, yellow, brown. Orange, black, yellow, brown. Okay, clear? So our sulphide, which is not appearing in the sulphide, which the color which is not appearing in the precipitate of the sulphide is blue. The right answer is blue. Okay, the right answer should be blue. Is that understood? Okay, now how do you remember the colors? There are two important TV series जो कि which are very they've been two very landmark, one very landmark movie and one very landmark TV series revolves around women. One is the Orange is the New Black. Okay, Orange is the New Black. New Black. And there is another movie which is The Girl in Yellow Boots. So remember these two statements. Orange is the new black and the girl in the yellow boots. Orange and black give you the color of two types of sulfides, and yellow and boots. Boots like relate boots to brown. So yellow and boots. So yellow and brown. So we have 4 colors. Orange is the new black and the girl in yellow boots. Orange in the new black. So orange and black. So we have 2 colors, orange and black, and we have 2 colors, yellow and brown. Okay? Please do remember these two statements to recall the nature of to recall the colors of group 2 sulfides. Okay? Chalo. Let's go on to the next question. Among which of the following acid radicals, how many are identified or confirmed using dilute H2SO4? This question is from our discussion of acidic radicals or acid radicals using the idea that which radicals is present in which group. और हमने आपको बताया भी था कि कौन सा radical किस group में रहता है. There are so many radicals, but some radicals are present in the dilute acid group, some radicals are present in the concentrated acid group, and we need to identify where are these radicals present. Okay, so let's make this assessment. Dilute acid group में, if you recall, dilute acid group included those anions which are derived from weak acids. Dilute acid group contained those anions. Dilute acid group, so it contained those anions derived from weak acids. Okay, just a moment. And concentrated acid group contained those anions derived from strong acids. Okay, now which anions are derived from weak acids? A weak acid कौन से होंगे? Carbonic acid. Okay, so let me just highlight them. Carbonic acid, hydrogen sulfide, H H2SO3. Okay, next HNO2, nitrous acid, and SO3 2 minus तो हो चुका है, and we have acetate which appears, और acetate is derived from acetic acid. acetic acid जो है वो weak acid होता है. बाकी के जितने एसिड्स हैं उनको हम कंसंट्रेटेड एसिड्स के साथ आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं. ओके, जैसे ऑक्सलेट, सो ऑक्सलेट, नाइट्रेट, आयोडाइड, ब्रोमाइड, क्लोराइड, सल्फेट, borates, they are identified using concentrated acids or by using their individual test. जैसे सल्फेट के लिए हम BaCl2 यूज करते हैं. इनके लिए what we do is we observe the flame color. Okay, so the number of ions which are detected using dilute acids turn out to be only the ones which are highlighted in yellow. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The right answer should be B. Okay, clear? The right answer should be B. Understood? Fine. Chalo, let's go on to the next question. This is a slightly elaborate question. इसको थोड़ा अच्छे से समझते हैं. A colorless solid A liberates a brown gas B on acidification. A colorless alkaline gas on reaction with NaOH, and a non-reactive gas D on heating. If heating the solid is continued, it completely disappears. How many statements are correct? कितने सारे statements correct हैं ये बताना है. So let me summarize what is the question. So there is a solid which is A, and this is being subjected to 3 different types of reactions. हम 3 तरह के reactions कर रहे हैं इनके ऊपर. One reaction is we are acidifying it. When we acidify it, we obtain a brown gas. Next, when we treat it with OH minus, we get a colorless alkaline gas. And when we heat it, we get a non-reactive gas. Now there could be so many different types of compounds which can give this test, but we need to go and dig into the options which are given. So compound A के लिए हमारे पास 3 ऑप्शन प्रेजेंट हैं. अमोनियम नाइट्रेट एंड फॉस्फोनियम नाइट्रेट. पहले तो हमें यह समझ लेना होगा कि कौन सा पॉसिबल नहीं है. फॉस्फोनियम नाइट्रेट इज नॉट पॉसिबल. pH4 cannot exist. pH4 plus cannot exist because pH3 contains its lone pair in a orbital which has nearly 100% S character. So this lone pair cannot be easily donated, and that reaction to generate pH4 plus is not favorable. Let me just explain this a bit. Okay, so ये इस तरह से होता है. So pH3 plus H plus, this is a fairly unfavorable reaction. pH4 plus is unfavorable reaction because lone pair is in S orbital. ठीक है, लेकिन अमोनिया को आप H प्लस डाल के इसको अमोनियम में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हो. ठीक है, सो ऑप्शन 3 तो होना ही नहीं है. इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल. कंपाउंड एक फॉस्फोनियम रहेगा ही नहीं, क्योंकि PH4NO3 एग्जिस्ट ही नहीं करता है. नाउ वी हैव एन ऑप्शन ऑफ आइडेंटिफाइंग वेदर अमोनियम नाइट्राइट और अमोनियम नाइट्रेट इज द करेक्ट आंसर. तो हम पहले स्टार्ट करते हैं डी ऑप्शन से. यू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम एनीवेयर, स्टार्ट फ्रॉम नॉन रिएक्टिव गैस. अब अमोनियम नाइट्राइट, इसको आप हीट करते हो. इफ यू हीट अमोनियम नाइट्राइट if is heated will generate what gas or what will be the products can be identified. इनको आइडेंटिफाई करना बहुत इजी है. अब अमोनियम नाइट्राइट को हीट करो. what you do is you remove water and whatever is left out becomes your product. Another nitrogen containing product will be N2. Is that clear? So if I remove water, whatever is left out is N2. जितना वाटर आप निकाल सकते हो निकाल दो. Similarly NH4NO3 में आप कितना वाटर निकाल सकते हैं? 2H2O आप निकाल सकते हो. One oxygen will be left out. So the only what product you will be obtaining will get N2O. So the non-reactive gas should be nitrogen. Non-reactive gas एक सिंपल सा आइडिया है, नाइट्रोजन ही होता है. So our solid is NH4NO2 and our non-reactive gas is N2. Now the moment any ammonium containing substance is treated with OH minus, then OH minus removes H plus from ammonium and converts it into NH3. So alkaline gas is NH3. and H plus डाल के अब ब्राउन गैस आपको मिल रहा है. तो ये बहुत सिंपल सा आइडिया है. नाइट्राइट्स when they react with H plus gives rise to this is nitrous. So NO is obtained. NO undergoes aerial oxidation to give NO2. NO plus half O2 gives NO2. This is brown in color. So ये B हो गया आपका NO2. So our compound first statement is correct. Second statement is incorrect. Smell of sea is like rotten fish. Now rotten eggs is the smell of H2S. Rotten fish is the smell of PH3. इसको याद रखिए. PH3 smells as rotten fish. PH3 smells as rotten fish. Now PH3 तो इलिबरेट हो नहीं रहा है. So smell of sea is rotten fish? Absolutely not. Gas D is paramagnetic. Now if you look at the molecular orbital configuration of nitrogen, nitrogen has 14 electrons, and if you arrange these electrons in the available molecular orbitals, you will get all the you will get the idea that all these electrons are paired up. Okay, सारे electrons paired up हैं, and because of that D turns out to be a diamagnetic gas. इसलिए diamagnetic gas होता है and it has a bond order of 3. So D is paramagnetic? No. D has a bond order of 2.5? No. D is diamagnetic? Yes. Bond order of 3. इसका bond order 3 होता है because nitrogen का structure आप देखो, N triple bond N, then bond order is equal to the number of bond that exists between these two species, that is 2 nitrogen atoms. So हमारे पास correct statements कितने हो जाते हैं? Only 3. Is that clear? Is that understood? The correct statements turn out to be 3. A elaborate question but not a difficult one. Okay, how do you know that whether the question is difficult or not? If you solve enough number of questions. So the why don't you teach line by line from NCERT for inorganic? Man, वो तो मैं नहीं कर सकता हूँ. It is not possible. अगर लाइन बाय लाइन ही अगर पढ़ाना है तो भाई NCERT is good enough, like you can read it on your own. ठीक है. Sangeeta Kumar, I only take inorganic chemistry on the Catalysis channel. ठीक है. I have been taking 12th standard inorganic chemistry. हमने तो this is we have already finished coordination compounds. We have already finished. So this is qualitative analysis. So ये दोनों टॉपिक तो खत्म हो गए. Now the next two topics that are left out. Next topics which are left out is metallurgy and what else? और क्या बाकी रह गया? Metallurgy बाकी रह गया and your transition elements and P block. Man, all these topics are in JEE Advanced and Mains. Stop asking this question. Isn't it way too obvious? Why would I teach any topic if it is not in JEE Advanced or Mains? Okay. Let's start. Let's take the next question. The cation that will not be precipitated by H2S in presence of dilute HCl. H2S in presence of dilute HCl. This is a group reagent of group 2. H2S and dilute HCl, it's a group reagent of group 2. If it is a group reagent of group 2, हमें ये बताना है कि which ion will not be precipitated. So, which ion is the ion which is not present in group 2 will not be precipitated by these two reagents. So, इसमें से कौन सा नहीं present है? Okay, which is not present in group 2. बताइए, which is not present in group 2 between A, B, C and D, which is not present in group 2. We just saw some few slides, some in few questions back, that it is arsenic 3 plus and arsenic 5 plus, both are present in group 2. Lead 2 plus is present, cadmium is present, bismuth is present, tin is present, mercuric is present, copper is present. The only thing that is not present is cobalt. The right answer is B. Okay, the right answer is B. Everything else is group 2 contains lead, copper, cadmium, mercuric, tin, arsenic, bismuth. ये सारी चीजें present हैं. Okay, all of these are present. I have not written the oxidation states, but you can go back, you can watch the replay, and you can see that I've written the oxidation states as well. Some elements are present in a single oxidation states. Some elements are present in two different oxidation states. Sp is also present. Okay, entities which are present in two different oxidation states are present in group 2b. Entities which are present in only a single oxidation state are present in group 2a. The right answer is B. Okay, chalo. Let's go on to the next question. The cations of group 3a are precipitated in the following colors. So cations of group 3a. Now I had told this to you earlier that group 3a can be treated as the same as group 3 and group 3b can be treated as group 4. Okay, it means the same thing. एक दो डिफरेंट स्कूल्स ऑफ नॉमेनक्लेचर हैं. पहले हम लोग ग्रुप 3 एंड 3b के फॉर्म में उनको लिखते थे. राइट नाउ वी राइट देम एज ग्रुप 3 एंड ग्रुप 4. सो 3a is written as group 3, group 3b is written as group 4. Now group 3a contains which cations? Group 3a contains aluminium, all cations in +3 oxidation state, Fe3 plus and Cr3 plus. Okay, is that clear? There are 3 different cations. Now these cations appear in the form of hydroxides. These cations are precipitated as hydroxides, and these hydroxide appear in 3 different colors. Your aluminium appears as white. It is in fact gelatinous white. Gelatinous is the appearance. It looks slightly slimy. Your Fe3 plus appears as reddish brown. And Cr3 plus appears as green. So there are only 3 colors of hydroxides that we observe for group 3A: white, green and brown. White, green, brown. The right answer should be B. Everything else is incorrect. Okay, everything else is incorrect. देखो कुछ एक चीज़ों को याद रखने के लिए या तो you need to use some mnemonics of your own or you need to practice. Without practice you cannot remember these things. Okay, is that clear? The right answer is B. Let's go on to the next question. Which of the following metal ions is most easily precipitated as sulphide in basic medium? Now this is a very important clue. Sulphide in basic medium. So now remember, H2S is used in 2 groups. H2S is used along with dilute HCl to precipitate group 2 cations, and H2S is used along with NH4OH and NH4Cl for precipitating group 4. जो ions group 4 में है वहां पे H2S reacts with those anions to form sulphides as the precipitate, and these precipitates are obtained in a basic medium. Those ions which are present in group 2 give rise to sulphides which are precipitated in acidic medium. So which ions, अब देखो Hg2 plus हमने पहले ही आइडेंटिफाई कर लिया था. This we had identified we had identified that it will be present in what? Group 2A. So group 2A में लिख सकते हैं. Iron is present in group 3. Okay. Cobalt and zinc, they're present in group 4. Now the question is not, okay, the question is not that which ions are precipitated as sulphides in basic medium. No, the question is which is most easily precipitated as sulphide in basic medium. तो most easily उनको हम precipitate करें पाएंगे whose solubility products as sulphides are least. Now remember, the solubility product of sulphides of all ions which appear from group 1 to group 5, the ones which are present in group 2 are those sulphides which have the least solubility product. So most easily, question is different. Most easily. So most easily will be those sulfides which have lowest KSP, lowest KSP, that is the solubility product. जिनका solubility product सबसे कम है उनको precipitate करना सबसे easy होगा. And which of those ions would them be? These ions are the ones which require less concentration of sulfide. Less concentration of sulfide किसको चाहिए? Less concentration of sulfide is required by group 2 cations, because you can see that because of common ion effect, less concentration of sulfide will be available. With in presence of basic medium, more concentration of sulfide is available. So most easy precipitation of sulfide will take place for those ions which require the least amount of sulfide, which is D. The right answer will be D. Is that clear? The question is not which ions are precipitated as sulfides in basic medium. The question is different. The question is that most easily precipitated would be the ones which have the lowest solubility product, and lowest solubility product sulfides are the ones which appear in group 2. Clear? Chalo, let's go on to the next question. Which salt can produce a triatomic colored gas when it reacts with dilute H2SO4? Triatomic colored gas. अब बताइए, triatomic colored gas dilute H2SO4 के साथ reaction में कौन सा gas मिल रहा था? Now dilute H2SO4 gives rise to different gases. So dilute H2SO4 can react with sulphite, can react with carbonate, can react with nitrite, it can react with acetate, it can react with sulphide. This was giving rise to sulfur dioxide, giving rise to CO2, giving rise to NO, which was undergoing aerial oxidation to give NO2. This was giving rise to acetate, say acetic acid मिल रहा था, and this was giving rise to H2S. Now the colored gas is obtained only over here. Okay, the colored gas is obtained only over here. The colored gas is obtained only in this case. Now triatomic colored gas with dilute H2SO4. Had it been concentrated H2SO4, then our answer would have been B. But since the question is dilute H2SO4, so our answer will be D. KNO2 हमारा आंसर हो जाएगा. Is that understood? Why it would be KNO2? Because nitrites give rise to NO, which undergo aerial oxidation to give brown colored gas NO2. So triatomic, 3 atoms are present with dilute H2SO4. So we need to exclude this. First and foremost हम इसको exclude कर देंगे. Then we need to look at the anions which are present: carbonate, sulphide, nitrite. Nitrite is the one which will give a brown colored gas. The right answer would be D. Okay, it would never be B. Understood? समझ में आया? So people who have answered it as D, they have done it correctly. Next question is this: which salt produces white precipitate with AgNO3 solution which becomes black on standing? कौन सा ऐसा ion, which ion, see, so AgNO3 is gonna react with these salts and it will produce a compound which is white in color. However, उसको आप छोड़ दोगे तो if you leave it undisturbed, then it will turn black. which of these salts are having that anion which will produce a white precipitate with Ag and which will become black on a standing? What will be the right answer? What will be the right answer? Okay, sulphide, sulphides are not obtained. Okay, so what I would do is, you can take this question as your homework. Please write it in the comment section that what would this compound be. Like, should it be carbonate, should it be thiosulfate, Na2S2O3, should it be sulphide, or should be sulphide? I'm not going to solve the question right away. This is a homework question. Please write which of these ions will react with Ag plus to give a white precipitate which becomes black on a standing. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. The next question is, a metal salt produces white precipitate with BaCl2 solution but does not produce any precipitate when reacts with a mixture of BaCl2 and dilute HCl. The anion in the metal salt is, think logically. Okay, Akanksha, the next topic will be metallurgy. Okay, so so the metal salt which produces white precipitate with BaCl2 solution but does not produce any precipitate when reacts with a mixture of BaCl2 and dilute HCl. कौन सा ऐसा सब्सटेंस है जो कि precipitate produce नहीं करता है when it reacts with this? तो what would that substance be? Okay, what would that substance be? अब इसको बहुत आराम से समझते हैं. अब एक चीज देखो, बेरियम क्लोराइड जो है ना, that will produce a precipitate of barium sulfate and barium carbonate. Okay, so it will produce a precipitate of BaCO3 as well as BaSO4. Both of these will be white in color. Both of these will be white in color. However, the moment you use dilute acid, अगर मान लो कि आपने dilute acid use किया, then sulphate, what will happen to sulphate? Sulphate would at the max get converted into H2SO4. However, this reaction is not that very favorable, but sulphate को कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. Actually, this reaction is not that very favorable. So sulphate either remains in the form as you are seeing in this in the question, or at the max a minimal amount of it will convert into H2SO4. Apart from this, nothing else will happen. However, if you take carbonate, carbonate will react with H plus, will turn into H2CO3, which will give rise to carbon dioxide. It will spontaneously decompose to give carbon dioxide and H2O. So question is, okay, question is this: barium chloride सिर्फ यूज किया, precipitate मिला. No precipitate when it is barium chloride and dilute HCl. That means dilute HCl is doing something to the anion and removing it so that barium chloride does not produce a precipitate. Tell me something. In which case the dilute acid will remove the anion from the solution in the form of a gas or something else. In which case dilute HCl will do that. हमने dilute HCl क्यों लिया? Dilute HCl उस entity को system से हटाने के लिए लिया. We have used dilute HCl to remove that entity from the system. So what is that entity which gets removed upon using dilute HCl? It will be carbonate. तो carbonate को अगर carbonate salt अगर मीडियम में present है, then barium chloride डालो, पूरा आराम से टेस्ट मिल जाएगा, you will get the test. However, if dilute HCl is present in the medium, then carbonate salt will react with dilute HCl, will form H2CO3 and get liberated, and it will decompose to give CO2. And since CO2 goes away, adding BaCl2 will have no effect. The right answer will be D. Most of the students will get confused and they will mark C, which is wrong. ठीक है? ओके, कार्बोनेट का ये कंफर्मेटरी टेस्ट है, बहुत लोग बोल रहे हैं. तो ये कार्बोनेट का जो कंफर्मेटरी टेस्ट है ये क्यों है? दिस इज द रीजन. हम बेरियम क्लोराइड एंड डाइल्यूट HCl लेके हाउ डू वी डिस्टिंग्विश बिटवीन सल्फेट एंड कार्बोनेट? बिकॉज डाइल्यूट HCl रिएक्ट्स विथ कार्बोनेट एंड रिमूव्स इट एज CO2. ठीक है? अंडरस्टूड द रीजन. एक बार आपको रीजन समझ में आ जाएगा, देन यू कैन लाइक आर्टिकुलेट थिंग्स ऑन योर ओन. ओके, सो the next question is, and that will be the last question. Group 3b cations are not precipitated by dilute HCl and H2S. Group 3b cations कौन से होते हैं? Group 3b cations, I did tell you that group 3b are those cations which are group 4 cations. Group 3b cations are the ones which are nothing but group 4 cations. Okay. Group 4 cations are not precipitated by dilute HCl and H2S because, क्या रीजन हो सकता है? अब dilute HCl and H2S डाल के हम करते क्या है? So H2S dissociates to a very small extent and it produces this sulphide ion. So since this is a weak electrolyte, if I add HCl to it, if you add HCl to it, then what will happen? Common ion effect will take place. Common ion effect will take place and it will reduce the sulphide ion concentration. Concentration will decrease. अब अगर इसका concentration decrease कर गया है, if the concentration of sulphide ion has decreased, then and something is getting precipitated, so that means वो जो cations जो precipitate हो रहे हैं, they require less sulphide. That means their solubility product is less. KSP is less if certain cations are precipitated even with low concentration. Those cations will not be precipitated with low concentration of sulphide whose sulphides have a high solubility product. Okay, whose cations have high solubility product. क्योंकि अगर solubility product ज़्यादा है and the amount of ions are less, then precipitation does not take place. Precipitation takes place only when the amount of ions increases to a substantial extent so that the ionic product becomes larger than the solubility product. So KSP of sulphide of group 3b cations are high. The right answer should be B. Can we get into an NIT with 4 months preparation? You can try. There are people who are prepared. Sulphides of B and C. Both the options are alike. So B and C में से कुछ भी आंसर कर दो. Okay. There are a lot of kids who are preparing for these exams since grade 11th. And if you are planning to put 4 months of effort, so somebody who is putting 2 years worth of effort, like almost for 12 plus almost 8, 20 months. 20 months effort you have to put in these last 4 months. So imagine how much effort you have to put. So you will have to put 5 times the effort. If you are planning, if you can put that 5 times the effort, you will just become parallel with them, and then you will be able to get into any college where they can also enter. So remember that last 4 months of effort will require 5 times the effort than an average student. Okay? The right answer should be B and C. And with this, we end today's session. I hope you enjoyed today's session, questions को solve करके, and किसी भी question को हमने memory base करके solve नहीं किया except for colors. Still for that, I have given you 2 statements color याद रखने के लिए, and cations which you will have to, which will come to you naturally if you start practicing these questions. For everything else, we have used only logic to solve the questions. Remember, qualitative analysis is a high effort, high returns topic. If you put efforts in it, the returns are always very, very high. Those questions are very straightforward. You can get the answer to these questions even without solving the questions, even just by looking at the way the question is being written. The statements will give you the right answer. Okay? Is that clear? So with that, we end today's session, and let's meet each other on Monday. My sessions these days will be held only on Mondays and Fridays. And the next topic that we would be starting with is metallurgy. Okay, metallurgy is a very interesting topic. We will go through certain methods of concentration, certain methods of refining, certain methods of reduction, and we'll try to cover it in as simple way as possible. जितनी चीज़ों को हम easily cover कर सकते हैं उनको हम cover कर लेंगे. ठीक है? So our metallurgy classes will start next week from Monday, and my classes are held only on Mondays and Fridays, and that's at 9:30 in the morning. Okay, so chalo, bye bye guys, have a lovely time, and let's meet each other next week. Okay, until then, be safe, ख्याल रखिए अपना. ठीक है, चलो, bye bye.